Maybe turn that TV down a little bit. Hello, everybody. Here we are. Scott Hastings live in LA. Andy Lindahl here with you as well as we bring you Hot Mic as we like to. I don't know what day it is. Normally it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Today it's Wednesday. Scotty's going to be traveling. We had to push. We had the big doubleheader playoff the other night. At least we don't have a doubleheader playoff tonight. And Scotty, there's nothing else to start with other than how are those friends? No, I'm just kidding. What do you think of Landeskog? What do you think of what you've seen so far out of him?
Kind of cool how they start to, they put him out there in the starting lineup on the ice. That was that bump that you were looking for. And then, get the camera shot of the little kid, of his kid. I'm proud of you, Daddy. I mean, come on.
All the heartstrings.
All heartstrings. And then, dude, the first shift, he puts Randon on his ass. Come on now.
Yeah, everyone's letting Randon know there ain't no friends here. Well, look, you guys played I guess you weren't on the show. They played the cut today. Randon said, I'm glad to have him back. Gave this long answer about he's a friend. I'm happy to see him back. But then at the end, he goes, but no mercy out there. So I'm sure Landy went up and said, no mercy, huh? I'll show you no mercy. Dude, I'm telling you, Manson laid him out. Manson laid out Randon like it was a football hit over the middle the last game in Dallas. So
listen, Landy's in on him wasn't like,
no
easy street.
Well, I think Landy probably said, hey, big boy, you better remember what weight class you're talking to, right? So, and I got to tell you, he's looked good.
Although Randon had a great opportunity late in that first period, though.
Oh, man. Ooh. Dude, at some point, we're going to have to get an answer as to why all these sticks are breaking, because Dallas has had a couple tonight. We had about 90 of them, it felt like, in Dallas. I just don't know what's going on with the sticks breaking. It's like, remember when all the bats were sawn in half and they had to look at that? I feel like the sticks have gone that way. Anyway, what do you think?
I guarantee you they probably changed something. They just haven't really said anything about it. Lighter, quicker, more flex type of stick, and it's just busting on everybody.
Well, you said it right there. They're hoping for more flex out of it. All right, and go ahead and feel free to jump on, offer us your comments. We're curious what everybody thinks about what you're seeing so far. Scotty, he looks good to me. I mean, again, he's not – I think right now you could still see the skills there, so that's great. I didn't think that would totally leave, but I do think it's going to take him a game or two probably to get completely have to, try to get all the hand-eye coordination back and every time.
Yeah. He had a nice pass in there that was, just quick, A to B that you're like, okay, that didn't look like a guy who hadn't skated in 2.5 years. Yeah, listen, it always going to take some time. He may have gone on adrenaline. I'm obviously in Los Angeles right now, so I'm watching on ESPN. They said he covered 5 shifts and played a little over 4 minutes or something like that. Messier said, dude, you just added a world-class hockey player into your roster, and let's stick him on the third line. Let's see how long that third line lasts with him. But, man, I thought it was cool as heck.
I agree with you. And real quick, our guy right here, Breach, we'll just call you Breach. Do you remember the Altitude promo code for Altitude Plus? Isn't it like Alt Free or something like that? ALT Free?
I don't remember. It might be on the Altitude webpage, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Breach. Just give out Vic's number and have him call Vic.
Yeah. Breach, if I can find it for sure, I'm going to go ahead and I'll try to read out to you. I think I got rid of the email because I don't need it, but I think it's like Out Free or something like that. So give that a try, Breach. Come back and tell us if that doesn't work. But yeah, it should be right there. And get to go watch it because I've already had a buddy, our guy Stan, that usually joins the podcast, has already texted me and said I can't take the national announcers anymore, but it's going to be what it's going to be. I was going to ask you this:
Altitude not broadcasted locally?
No, we've got it. I'm watching ours. The night that the Avs, I'm going with you guys both first rounds because both wins have come when I've watched you guys. We had to have ESPN. No, I think we finally did get to go to Altitude the other night during the double dipper. But I've just, me, I'm superstitious. I'm not wearing the Avs hat I wore on Monday. I got all of it going on. All right. So with Gabe, dude, if he gets the way he's played, I could see him getting back to the first line again. I hope.
Well, listen, knock on wood. The procedure he's had, no one in the history of the NHL has gone through this kind of procedure and come back. they weren't sure. I know that Lonzo Ball had that with Chicago, and early in the year, they'd only let him play 5-minute stints. So maybe it holds up okay. And I know they're pounding on the wood. So maybe 5 shifts at 4 minutes total. Maybe that the knee holds up on that. So listen, well, first of all, already his documentary has got an ending. Just getting out there for the Stanley Cup and being able to play and show him laying out Rantanen in the first 10 seconds of his shift, first 15 seconds of his shift, and then saying, oh. But nah, it's cool. But listen, okay, not only Mr. Sarapis, okay, that's over now. now,
Yeah.
now it's about winning a hockey game. And as Messier said, listen, Colorado's leading them, but Dallas outplayed him in that first period. So always good to come away 1-0 and want to go by Nichushkin. And again, kind of points out how important he is in the hole he left. Forget that you didn't have, Gabe the last 2 postseasons. And then you lose a guy that's as I think this fair. He's amazing. And I think we sleep on how good Nichushkin really is and what a hole he left in the last 2 playoffs.
No, I agree. Now we got to Nelson and Nate just got to get their asses in gear now and get going too. Brock Nelson's looking a little bit better tonight. Nate just is driving me nuts with this not shooting thing, man. You got to take some shots. Quit looking for the damn cross seam pass. It's not getting completed. Put some damn goals in and then dial that in. But golly, get on the power play. Trying to go side to the east-west. It's not connecting right now. If you got a clear path, try it. But do not pass up a wide open you on the goalie shot. For the cross seam pass, it's fine. Dallas is the king of sticks and skates and all sorts of dumb stuff, clogging up the passes. And they know what you want to do. Everybody knows you're looking for that backside pass. Stop it, man.
Yep.
Take some damn shots.
They got a book on you.
So anyway.
Still trying to feel out, what this team's about, and he's trying to fit in. And the best way to fit in is sharing.
Yeah, but you know what I'd say, and again, thank you, Fubles. I hope that our guy found that. I hope Breach of Income there found it there. Breach. There's the code. I'm gonna leave it up there for another second.
Free.
Oh, Scotty, they're getting ready to get things dropped and going again. But I'm serious, Scotty. It's you talked about, are they feeling each other out? Here's what I think's going on. I would put Natchez and Nelson back together on that second line. And not because Natchez and McKinnon aren't good together, just because I think it allows Natchez to be the upfront playmaker on that line. And then I'd put Lecky or Nichushkin back up top. The other guy that better start playing, and Mosier even made comment about it tonight, or maybe it was Lyles, Drouin's got to get going because you're going to have to adjust some stuff with Drouin if he doesn't start playing a little bit better. So
they just showed a replay of him having a turnover. Well, I don't know how Rantanen didn't hit that shot, by the way.
He lost it. He just whiffed on it.
Well, it looked like it got up on the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, it is what it is. So watch along with us. We're going to make this a watch party. But again, great to have Gabe back. Now the moment's over. As Scotty said, now it gets to just be back about the playoffs. I would tell everybody, don't be shocked, too. You mentioned what was going on with Lonzo Ball. I wouldn't be shocked if when's the next game? Friday, they don't have him in the lineup. They may go in every other game and let him get a good couple, 3 days. Now, look, I don't know. The way he's playing physical, you may not be able to do without him. But I wouldn't be shocked if they get cautious about how many games he plays in a row. You know what I mean?
Well, they're going to watch it, man. He'll be the most looked after guy in the training or in intermission and post game, man. He'll be all over. It's kind of funny. The hotel we're staying in right here is really nice, and it's actually cooler here than I think. I was kind of, hey, late April. Los Angeles, let's get that 75, 80-degree weather out there, blah, blah, blah. And actually, I was glad I had a little jacket with me because it was a little chilly. But it did have tons of rooms and tons of banquet rooms. This isn't one of those hotels that really says, hey, let's have a banquet in our hotel. I don't think they're really keen on that. So they got one of those cabana tent out there.
Sure.
They've got this they've set up the training staff and the strength guys have set up this cold tub hot tub type thing. So they took over a tent out there, right there where, like, tomorrow, all the people are staying here will be able to go sit out by the pool if it's nice enough. And they got a tent set up for a cold tub and everything else for the Nuggets players. So I walked out to go lift weights. You have to go outside to go to the weight room. I went out to go get a lift in, and I walked out with Joker, and I said, "Where you going?" "Over there." So it's kind of funny setting up. But I only thought of that because, listen, that's another guy. That's another guy they need to make sure he's 100% healthy. And I know that elbow is not real pretty right now.
Yeah, I want to talk Nuggets. I want to talk a little Bronco draft. By the way, another guy that's a little snake bit is Lecky, who just had it prime. Nope, you know what? Now I look at the replay. It was never right there. They had Ottinger down, but could not pry the puck away from him. Yeah, I guess we can move to the Nuggets next, and we'll all just watch the game and react in real time. So please stay with us, even though it's back on. Between the Pipes will be on this very channel coming up after the game. And remember, Raj is down at number 38. If you don't know and already you need to know, he's giving away Gabe Landeskog signed stick at number 38 tonight. So get on over there. Me, Columbus, Sanford, DMAC. We're all going to be at 38 tomorrow for both draft coverage and the Nuggets game. Brett Kane will be hosting the Nuggets watch party. It'll be most of the altitude lineup hanging out there tomorrow.
Are you in to this draft coverage this year?
Yeah, man, I'm all about it. But you got to remember my background. You and Dave used to get annoyed with me because I really had a thirst for it when I started with you guys at KOA. Now, as we've gone along and I've spent 25 years working drafts and thinking guys are going to be the next this and that, only to see that they aren't, I become a little more cynical. I become a whole lot of wait and see, as you well know. I said this to Sanford last night on our actual draft podcast. It's on this YouTube channel if you need to watch the replay. But there's a reason why I say you got to take 3 years to decide if a guy's something or not. Because I would ask you this: what would we have thought of Nick Bonito if we just went off last year? Right? Nick Bonito took a couple years, and now all of a sudden looks like you better give that guy a max contract.
Well, hold on. I've even got a better one. You ready?
Yep.
And I think he was 20th pick or somewhere around there. How about Garrett Bowles?
Yeah. It was not good the first 3 years. So,
but again, right? There's a guy that, oh, what a bust. Elway can't draft. Now you're like, a dude's made a couple Pro Bowls, and you're like, well, they need to re-sign him. They need to extend Bowles, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh. So, but again, going on what your point is, and that's where, unless you, if I were in Cleveland or New England or the Giants right now, I'd probably be pretty fired up if it was one of those fans right there, because you got a chance to get something special and so on and so forth. But when you're at 20, man, you don't know what you're going to get. And I do know this: you're going to get a hell of an athlete. But if we're being real honest, and I don't know if you guys were honest last night on your football podcast thing, you ain't going to get a first-round great guy probably.
Well, get this. Well, Sanford's for trading up and trying to do anything you can to get Travis Hunter because he just thinks that would be fun, even if it was like 2 firsts. Now, I'm not all the way there. But how about this? I think the real – because I do believe Sean Payton loves screwing with his buddies in the national media this time of year. And I think he's probably told the Peter Schraegers and all the people saying, oh, the Broncos are real interested in moving. I have no doubt he's maybe told them that. But again, he knows he's got to find a dance partner to do it. By the way, the Avs are in the middle of it. Just another horrid fucking power play. Well, Cripes.
But let me ask you this. Don't you think also Sean Payton needs to be in the spotlight just a little bit?
He loves it that they're talking about him.
And having the 20th pick, is that going to put him in the spotlight?
No. It's who cares? And you're not drafting a quarterback, so they're not going to focus on you for that either. 1 shot generated so far, and it just went wide and out of the zone. The Avs have got to get their power play together. It is not together right now. God, it's driving me crazy. They're about to waste a second power play, and the next one's coming to Dallas. Anyway, I think Diana Rossini spilled the beans a little bit today because she does that podcast with Chase Daniel, his old backup quarterback, which they seem to know a lot of what's going on and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so Rossini said the Broncos are actually happy staying at 20 and aren't willing to trade up for a lot of the running backs because they think it's deep at the position and are actually more happy to trade down. I think they just got 1 shot on that damn power play. I don't know what they are doing.
Can I say something? Not to interrupt your flow of anger.
Go ahead.
If you go back to the 5 months ago when everybody was starting to do the stupid draft board things, a lot of us talked about said at 20, why don't you move down, get yourself another pick that you don't have in this draft. You only got 7, and then see if you can still get a quality running back. That's all we talked about. And now all of a sudden, hey, move up to get Hunter, move up to get Genty, move up Colston. What? You know, I'm with you. I think a lot of the noise that's been going on, boy, is Malinsky 70?
Yes, he just completely botched a play.
Whiffed the puck. But knowing Sean Payton,
breakaway.
You don't think he wants to get into the news cycle just a little bit?
Yeah, he enjoys being talked about. He's shown that to us. And I think the best thing that could happen for the Broncos is for someone to have some real interest in Shedeur, and maybe that's Cleveland. Oh, Logan O'Connor just couldn't get it. Maybe that's Shedeur, and then have them want to jump ahead of Denver at 20 so that they don't end up, so that the Pittsburgh Steelers can't take that thing. So
did they get a penalty on the back end of O'Connor's shot?
No.
It got right off the shoulder. It looked like he got tripped behind the net.
Yeah, but they've given the Avs 2 in a row. They're going to really try to fight hard. Matter of fact, the Avs better be real careful because they're in line to get the next one. Although they did not give the Avs a good whistle the other night. So we'll see. Cale Makar, although he broke in but couldn't get past it. Oh, another screw up by Dallas. Control this. God damn it. God damn it.
Why you just shoot that?
Well, because we're too worried about passing. And in the playoffs, this is what bites us. How many times have you and I talked about this every year? Shoot the damn puck, get traffic in front, get the rebound, create playoff opportunities. This isn't a beauty pageant in the playoffs. It's the Nuggets and Clippers. It's class. Nuggets and Clippers are epitome of playoffs in any sport. It's ugly, grinded out basketball that you hope you have the last 2 points or at least the 1 point that gets you the win at the end. And nothing else matters over that. No highlights, nothing pretty. Just get the dang thing done that you need to win the game. And we're so busy with, Andrew just gets in these guys' head. Get traffic there. Find some traffic in front of the net. Uh-oh. Oh my God, a Dallas guy. I think a Dallas guy just took that in the face. Oh God. I don't wish serious injury on anybody. This doesn't look good. Now, he's the guy that's been throwing a lot of cheap shots at people, but he just got blasted with that puck. But anyway, I don't know, Scotty. They've got to be willing. And you know what? You want to know why I think the third and fourth lines have scored goals in this? Because they're playing ugly hockey and they don't care.
Well, but isn't that kind of how Dallas beat the Avs last year? Yeah,
Dallas, Vegas, every Pete DeBoer team beat you by playing ugly hockey. Let's see where this went.
Oh, of all the build up to this series, you've bashed Dallas, you've bashed some of their stars. You've been low on DeBoer. I haven't heard as many commentaries on him this year.
I hate DeBoer. I'm just telling you, he's Jared Bednar's kryptonite. If Jared Bednar can't get by DeBoer in this round, that'll now be, Vegas.
May have got popped in the cooter.
Well, he's in a lot of pain. If you're popped in the cooter, you better be wearing a cup. That's all I know. He caught it. He caught it around there somewhere. I don't think there was much padding where that was. I know that. Look, man, Jared's got to get past DeBoer. DeBoer's beat him in San Jose. DeBoer's beat him in Vegas. And DeBoer had him last year in Dallas. There's going to be an interesting conversation if they don't win this dang series. So,
Kimmy Ronte ain't the big. Oh, he just took it right underneath the pads in his chest. Kimmy Ronte ain't the biggest guy in the world, but he ain't afraid to lay a little wood, is he?
No, I liked him. I liked him last year. He's the gritty kind of player that you need playing. So, Baja says right in the nuts. This is what we're guessing. Guessing.
I think he got popped. Like he jumped in the air. Kimmy Ronte was giving him a little bit of the business. It looked like he may have got him right underneath his rib pads.
Yeah, Matt, this how we feel every year, Matt. Always trying to be too damn flashy. So, All right. Well, just kind of wrap some things up. We'll get the draft coverage going tomorrow night. I mean, just as far as the draft goes. Um, oh, we'll see what happens, guys. I think I could see a trade back. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't think they do anything sexy moving up, and that's what Diana Rossini said. Don't expect something sexy unless Warren or Genty escape the top 10. I don't think they do much. I think they stay at 20 or try to trade down or whatever. All right, let's get on to the Nuggets, and then we got a special guest going to join us, but let's get on to the Nuggets right now. What do you think the Nuggets need to do what adjustments would you make to try to make the game a little more open, or is this just playoff basketball?
This is how the Clippers played and how they got hot at the end of the season. This is the only way they can win. So it ain't going to change. Here's what you change. You had 11 turnovers for 9 points in the first game, and you had 20 turnovers for 21 points in the second game. That's the difference. Bottom line, So quit screwing around the puck or the pucks. Quit screwing around
basketball.
Now, I will say this: there were times, especially late. And you and I have talked about this on so many podcasts. At least I think we have. I know we have. When it gets down to the nut crunching time late in the game, you can tell who wants it and who don't. When Joker's getting 3 guys all around him and 2 guys are standing out side by side on the wing, that ain't the spacing. You ain't supposed to, one guy should not be able to guard 2 players on the weak side. And there was a play late on that one turnover where Joker threw it up real high. 2 guys are standing about this far apart from each other. And there's only one defender there, and he got the turnover. If the other guy is in the corner where his ass is supposed to be, and the other guy's at the wing, now the guy's got to make a decision. Now Joker jumps. You go and take that wing guy. I got the corner. We got a wide open 3-point attempt. And I just think guys, sometimes guys have a tendency to stand and watch, as I like to call it, spectate, just a little too much when it's a little tight.
You've talked about it for years, Jamal. It's why I think Jamal's so key, and Jamal feeling himself is so key,
Right.
Because Jamal's his only teammate that's not afraid to step up and say, "Give me the ball." So
they play with it behind the net.
Well, and again, you had a chance to clear. Now you didn't bite. It didn't bite you on that possession, but they got to quit. If you can clear the puck, you got to clear the puck. You cannot have them tip it, and I don't know, man.
They're gumming it up.
I know Dallas always forces their style on the Avs. It drives me friggin' crazy. And I really thought with the additions of, I think Coyle's been good at it, but I thought Nelson and some of these other guys would help not have that happen for you. And it turns out it's still your guys like Logan O'Connor. How are they cannot be calling off. What are we calling? I think the Avs just got a penalty. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know who touched that first or why they stopped it. Maybe they just called icing, but I thought O'Connor was there.
I don't see how that's icing.
I don't either. O'Connor was there, and I thought he touched it, but maybe not.
They said they had to give him a penalty, so maybe they make a.
Well, they aren't showing the door opening, so I think we're okay there. It looks like they just called icing.
I thought he shot it in the neutral zone.
Well, and I thought
There's
Logan
your boy.
won.
There's your favorite boy.
Yeah, Jamie Benn, number 1, enemy number 1.
Now, if he'd have got hit down the shirt tail, would you have gone, "Oh no, I hope he's okay"?
No. Look, I don't root for guys. I don't want anybody to have career-altering stuff. But yeah, something that hurts a bit and makes you slower a bit. I ain't so mad about that if you're Jamie Benn. I don't know.
They can't get out of the neutral zone. They can't get out of the.
No, again, the Dallas is forcing their kind of play. All right, back to the Nuggets. How critical is tomorrow's game? They got to get one of these, but how critical is the one tomorrow?
Well, Mr. Stat Boy, Chris Marlowe said teams that win Game 3 win the series 73% of the time.
Yeah.
So you lose it, you only got a 27% chance. So we'll see. I looked at it this way. They were healthy in Game 1 and played well enough to win. I thought they played well enough to win in game 2 also. They just, down late, just too many turnovers and didn't execute. But they've had 2 more days now off to try to get people healthy. None of us knew that Murray was sick in that game, and he still, I thought, competed his butt off. Gordon didn't look healthy at all, and if you look at the first game compared to the second, and then what he did defensively first game to second, that was night and day too. How is it that goalie interference right there?
They're letting them play. I don't know. Be honest with you, I don't know, because the goal didn't go in, so I guess they're not going to say anything.
Get it? Oh.
See, again, it's funny because I'm ahead of you here. All right, I'll tell you what.
I feel like McKinnon is a half a second slow on this game today.
Yeah, man, I feel like all the top guys are kind of, but again, I feel like this is how it goes against Dallas, okay? And it's got to quit going this way. All right, real quick, we'll do a little wrap-up segment when we're done here, but I want to welcome our buddy Matt here from Frank the Pizza King.
Hey, guys.
Now, look, I told you, Scotty, our guy Matt, that restaurant, Frank's, his family owns it. Our buddy Patrick Watkins, who was Chick McGillicuddy and a huge part of the zoo, we used to go to Frank's all the time for lunch. Patrick loved the place. And unfortunately, they're dealing with a situation where their building was sold out from underneath them. So now we're trying to help get at least some business in there. Matt, welcome to the show. I know your family's owned it forever. What's the best way this community can help you guys out? Because you didn't see this coming, and what, you got like 2 weeks notice? Give the backstory here.
So we found out that our business was for sale probably about 3 months ago.
And when you say your business, you mean the building you're in, right?
The building, correct? Yeah. Yeah. And they just told us, that like my best friend's a broker, and he's like, there's like 10, 15 buildings on Broadway there for sale right now, and they've been sitting there for 10 years. So it might be good to start looking, but don't worry about it. And then 2 Thursdays ago, we got a call from the original owner saying the building's been sold and you guys had to be out like pretty much right away. So we have to be out on May 15th. So
all right,
real quick.
And it was Thursdays ago. So what is that? 23rd, 5th, 16th, 11th, or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys have been getting an uptick in business again. They're down Broadway. You're not too far from Bellevue. What, about a block or so from Bellevue, would you say, Matt?
Yeah, a couple blocks away. Yeah.
Look, the last time I had some Frank people, I went and talked about Frank's on the radio. We had grabbed one of his pizzas. Everybody's like, oh, I remember the place. I love the place. I feel like so many people I've come across have remembered your business. What can people do to help you guys out? You got a GoFundMe set up, which I'll go ahead and put on my Instagram story again. But what else can they do for you as best? Because it feels like there's no saving your location right now.
The location's gone, unfortunately. But, right now we're trying to do a GoFundMe to potentially either purchase another building or help us rent out another building. And we're just kind of looking around, seeing what's available. Really haven't had time to look because we've been so busy. My whole family, all of my employees and I have been working 12-hour shifts every day, and we're having to close down from 2 to 5 so we can just kind of re-prep and kind of take a little break because we're getting our butts kicked. But we love it because it's awesome seeing how much the community's come together and supporting us and giving us all the passion we can. So we're just trying to keep it rolling.
Well, what's the logistics that you guys would have to go through? Say in the next 48 hours you find a new location that's not too far away. I'm sure you probably want to stay in that area that you guys are in or near to. What's the logistics of what exactly would have to transpire for you guys to move an entire pizzeria basically to a new location?
Oh man, there'd be a lot. We have 4 ovens that probably weigh maybe 2,000 pounds each.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, we got a dough machine that's probably a couple thousand pounds. It'd be a big move. We need a lot of manpower to get that going to make that transition real quick.
Well, look, I think it's a great pizza. I really do. You got great flavors. It's a unique flavor. Again, go and see them, if nothing else, before the 11th if you can. If you're a moving company, if you know of a building, anything, reach out to Matt. Is there like a main email at the place they can hit everybody up, or what would be a good way to get in touch with you if maybe somebody knows of some way to help you even with just trying to relocate?
The best way to get a hold of us is just kind of message us on Facebook at Frank the Pizza King. Other than that, just, I mean, maybe come in, give us a card, anything. But we're, like I said, we're happy to have you here, and just so thankful for all of you guys bringing us on, all these platforms and giving us a voice. And we're doing our best.
How many years have you guys been open?
64 years.
Oh, gee.
Hey, and Frank was your grandfather, right? There is a Frank.
Yeah,
there was a Frank.
Frank's my grandfather. Yeah.
So
Scott, you actually know my cousin Ashley Stevens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, tell me.
I can do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you guys are going through this. Love the pizza. Everyone needs to get in there. I'm going to try to come see you shoot a video tomorrow so we can get everything out and remind even more people. But again, any way to help these folks, please let them know. My guy was telling you today, my guy Jerry Jones at Colorado Off-Road had this happen to him twice within like 6-8 months, where they just sell the building out from underneath. Local people like this is not a chain. These are Colorado people.
This is a business that's been in business 60 plus years.
Yeah, and they're not a franchise. It just has moving trucks ready to go and relocate somewhere.
So what year? So would that be 1960?
1961.
61.
Yeah.
You know how I know that? Because I was born in 60 and I'll be 65 this summer.
Hey, you're still looking great.
Well, Matt, we appreciate it. He's a big CU guy, as you could tell. You watching this Avs game or what? Are you at home there? Where are we at?
We're in my basement right now. It's kind of my man cave. So I have my 75-inch TV sitting in front of me here watching the game. May have to sell it to.
No. Let's hope not.
Let's get this thing done, man. If anybody's got any ideas or locations or can help out, man, get a hold of them.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So, Frank the Pizza King on Facebook. You can find it easy.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
Yeah,
find him easy. Matt, man, we appreciate you. Good luck. We're going to keep everybody updated, and I hope that I hope this all works out.
Guys, 60
I appreciate you guys.
Man, that might be worth the community trying to come together and find.
Well, they've tried to sign a petition. They're doing the best they can, but again, the building's sold and just kind of sucks, A
lot of memories in that place, that's for sure. I mean, it's where I grew up. It's where my mom or my dad and my aunt grew up. So I've been there my whole life. It's my second home. So.
All right, man. We're just
recipe. What's the secret to a great pizza in your mind?
Love.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good answer.
I'll bring you one because it's fantastic pizza. I'll tell you that.
We stop by there next week and have one. Take it to the ring.
Maybe we go have a couple.
Yeah.
All right, man. Matt, take care. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do the best we can, dude.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Yeah.
That just sucks.
4 years in business, man. Who's these new real estate guys? They're probably going to scrape the whole.
Yeah, they're going to pop up more apartments or a bank. They'll be like some bank we don't need. I don't know. It's just what I don't. You can't give them more than a month. You know what I mean? To figure this out. That's what sucks. But
4 years in business. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys are into some pizza, go check it out. Again, it's
right there.
It's just about a block north of Bellevue Bellevue on Broadway.
Broadway, that one corner has that jewelry store that's got a clock on it.
Yep, and it's just a few streets down. It's not a very big building because again, it's a family business.
Am I walking left or right?
Which way you facing though?
I got my back to the big clock.
You're going to your left. If you're heading east, you're going to your left. If you're heading west, you're going to your right.
I'm heading left towards the car dealerships.
Yep. And it's on the west side. It's on the mountain side of the road.
Okay.
So there you go.
So between there and that YMCA there on Broadway.
Sure, yeah. I don't know where the Y is. I know where to look for Frank's.
Right. Yeah. So Scott knows where the Y is. Andy knows where the pizza place is.
Well, I'm telling you, because you don't know how many times, some of your best Chick McGillicuddies was worked on by Patrick while he munched a couple of slices over at Frank's, man.
So all the times that we were there, I'd never been there.
I know that's part of the problem.
Yeah, you never.
Patrick always wanted us to go, and I'd just go with him, dude. And we're talking like early 2000s, man. Some of the zoo material was born inside Frank's. So,
yeah.
So here we go. All right, Avs still trailing in shots. All right, as we wrap this sucker up, what's your prediction first off for the draft? What do you think they do?
I think they stay at 20 or drop and get people. If they stay at 20, the one name that keeps, well, two names, the big wide receiver from Missouri and obviously running back from North Carolina. I'm not so sold anymore on Hampton and in running back. I know the league's changed. To me, if you could get the second back running back in the draft at the 20th pick, you would have jumped on it, 15 years ago, probably. But it's a pretty deep running back. And again, I think we pointed this out on our show the other day. Why are you going to waste a 20th pick on a running back if you ain't going to run him 15 times a game?
No, I'm with you. And Hampton, look, the way Hampton is described, and I asked this to Nate, what's his speed? He sounds like Javonte Williams, and I like Javonte Williams, but don't tell me the guy's a joker if he can't run away from people after he breaks tackles. Yeah. Javonte broke tackles and I think was a really good running back, but he wasn't. The joker to me is a player where if I break a tackle, you're gonna pray I don't take it all the way to the house. It's supposed to be a special guy, and I don't see that description in Hampton's game. So I don't know. We'll see. I think they stay at 20. Luther Burden, I think, would be great. That's the Missouri receiver because he's got some Debo Samuel in him. But, we'll see. If they trade back, fine. We'll just see how it all goes. And then I'm curious to see where Shedeur goes because all this crap they're putting out there about Shedeur, you just don't like the kid, and that's fine, or you don't like his dad. But that one coach you all want to go quote, and I hope that guy gets exposed at some point. I really do. If you're going to talk about him like that, you should put your name on it. How about that?
I agree with that, but I'd also say this. I still think there's a whole lot of smoke on that, too.
There could be, but there's another report today that Daboll isn't into him. He prefers Jackson Dart, so I guess we'll see. We'll see, man. Hey, I'm telling you, if I'm Cleveland.
Hold on. So you're telling me you can get one of the top 3 players in this entire draft and still probably get Dart either late first or in the second? Why wouldn't you do that?
No, you're right. But I'm saying if I'm Cleveland and I already drafted Hunter, why would I not go back in the first and go ahead and take Sanders? They already have great chemistry together. They've already got 4 years of working together.
It'd be a hell of a story, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know why you wouldn't do it. So we'll see what happens.
Not that small.
Maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe you're right. Maybe he ends up going top 10 and somebody else goes ahead and takes care of him. What do you think happens in this Avs game? Mid-game prediction. What you got?
3-1 Avs on an open netter.
All right. I like it. I hope you're right. I do feel like the Stars have gotten the best of them so far. And I feel like the Avs have kind of pushed back a little bit this last few minutes, but they've got to get more shots and they've got to get people in front of the net, man.
It feels like the Stars are outplaying them, personally.
Well, the Stars got to be desperate to get this damn home ice advantage back. And look, if the Stars are to win tonight, that'd be the 4th straight game they beat you in the playoffs in your building. You got to get this thing done, dude.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Hey, Mikko's, I kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He is full-on Dallas Star guy now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, look, if Nate just should be full-on us, and he is, but I kind of need Nate just to get going a little bit.
You know what? I thought he was going to be tougher than he is, and I think he's just pure finesse.
Well, but that was the book on him after they made the trade because he's more of a taller, lankier dude. Yeah. We need some people to dig in. The guy also I want to get going is Brock Nelson. You traded for him for this time of year. You traded for him. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get some balanced scoring. 5 minutes left to go in this period. All right, Between the Pipes will be along the way. Tune in and watch our guy Scotty tomorrow on Altitude Plus. Alt 3 free. Alt 3, the number 3, free is the code for the three-day trial of Altitude Plus. If you need to watch this broadcast instead of the national guys, which all they do is talk about the Clippers, so why would you not want to watch Scotty and Marlo? All right, my friends, you be good. Enjoy LA, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, my brother. We'll talk to you.
Good night, all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week when we figure out the playoff schedule. Good night.